One of the most important things you can do in life is stay on the good path. Now, what do I mean by this? I'm going to get into it today. Man, I had to, after a very, very productive week, man, today I just crashed. It was almost like I'm learning that maybe being a musician, maybe there's some kind of manic kind of thing with that where, you have intense highs and then unbearable lows sometimes. And, man, that is something that you have to come to grips with. Now, look, I'm coming to you now. I just got out of the shower. I'm famous for this channel, just getting up with bedhead and doing my vlogs and telling my truths and something, and here's the thing, man. I put out a video this morning and, that was shot very early in the morning, but then, man, later, man, I just got tired, man. Just some overwhelming feeling of being tired. And I had to listen to what my body was telling me, and I had to just crash out for a while and basically go through a period of doing nothing. For me, just 3 or 4 hours of that is these days is an absolute miracle, because I am fighting to stay on this path. I know I have limited amount of time left on the earth now, and I don't like wasting time. But hey, it's okay to recharge yourself. It's okay to take a break, because here's the thing, man. The whole time I was taking a break, my mind was working. My mind was thinking about what messages do I want to give to people? What inspiration do I want to give to people out there? And we're all coming from, various different points of life. There's some younger people tuned into the channel, and there's the road warriors and older guys like me, and some very nice females that tune in and watch this message because they know they can get a daily dose of reality and inspiration here on this channel. And I'm thankful for every one of you. Now, stay on the good path. What do I mean by that? What I mean by it is, don't let the distractions in life keep you from doing what you were meant to do. Man, I can say this without any thought at all. But man, going out to Los Angeles as a 19-year-old kid, and yeah, I went and studied guitar for a year, and I was very focused at that. And but man, once I got out of school, it really was very easy to get distracted in Los Angeles. I think I was probably distracted for, gosh, I probably missed 1 or 2 years out of the 80s where I should have just gone straight and gotten into a Sunset Strip band and done that. But as it was, by the time I did all that, in hindsight, I'm now realizing the scene was on its way out. The scene was dying, even though we thought, oh man, this is awesome. This is going to last forever. Man, try and avoid the distractions. And like I said, going out to Los Angeles, coming from a small town that I came from, Williamsburg, Virginia, the state of Virginia, God bless Virginia, but man, there was way more distractions in Los Angeles, and I had never seen that many beautiful women in my life when I got out to Los Angeles, of all different persuasions and hues and hairstyles and everything else. And man, I just got distracted for a couple of years, man. I just didn't, I started working jobs, which, here's the thing, man. I think you either need to decide you're going to be all in or take something else very serious and keep the music as a side piece, as a way to make money on the weekends or whatever, man. You know, for me, most of my life, man, I was all in, and I didn't have a backup plan, and I still don't have a backup plan today. You know, my backup plan today is to go all in on this YouTube channel. And look, man, I get people every day telling me, go get a job, go do this. You know, you're wasting your time. You can't make any money doing this. And this is the same message that I was told when I would tell my dentist or my doctor or my school counselor that I wanted to be a musician. Oh, you can't do that. That's impossible. No, you need to do something else. And I didn't listen to them, and I'm not going to listen to anybody now. Because for one, the work that we're doing here on this channel is helping people. And if I can help one person a day, then this makes it all worthwhile. And here's the thing, man. Nobody's ever going to tell you to take that risky, choice in life. No one's going to ever wish that you take a chance, and they may not wish that you succeed. They may not want to see you succeed. And you know what? That's a very tough thing. But like Joseph Wooten, I did an interview with him on my channel, and I can remember at one point thinking about leaving Nashville, when I was still young, and going and getting married and running the family business back home and all this kind of stuff. And Joseph Wooten, man, he just said, well, you could do that, but that's not you. He knew who I was from all the time that we had shared on stage and all the music that we had played. And he's like, yeah, sure, you could do that. But here's the thing, man. We all have to make decisions in life. If you're going to go into business, if you're going to go be a tradesman or anything like that, go all in. If you're going to be a musician, go all in. If you're going to be a YouTuber, go all in. And don't let anybody distract you from that path. You're always going to have people that tell you, no, you can't do it. You're always going to tell people you're not good enough. You're always going to have people telling you don't look good enough, or I don't like the way you do this, and I don't like that, and I don't, they're just the naysayers, the nabobs. You've got to just tune every single one of them off. Just turn the dial off, dude. Just turn it off. You've got to focus with laser precision. You've got to focus with laser precision. And I'm telling you this now because, man, there have been times in my life where my precision wasn't always focused on what I wanted to do. You get distracted in life. You get distracted by partying. You get distracted by girlfriends. You get distracted by drama, that you can get pulled into drama. You get distracted by, maybe hanging out with the wrong people, doing the wrong things. And all of that stuff is going to stop you from achieving your goals. All of that nonsense, and it is nonsense, is going to prevent you from living your true destiny. And that's what I want everybody that watches this channel to get inspired, man. It's never too late. I do videos where I talk about, aging and performing and when do we hang it up and all that kind of stuff. But man, when it comes to that stuff, man, I don't want you to listen to me either. I want you to do what's in your heart. And I want you to do it with extreme, bombastic enthusiasm. Because here's the thing, nobody really knows what where your talent lies, but you. You know where your talent lies. And you know what? You've got to find a way. Now, sometimes we got to pivot. I had a guy today, talking about, it was a real negative post, and he'd had a really tough time. And I said, hey, man, like, I know it's hard and everything. And then he started getting into talking about Las Vegas and how the music scene in Las Vegas, all of his friends had, done all this stuff, and they put all this money into merch and all this kind of stuff. And then the scene just died. And I said, well, then it's time to leave. Don't get stuck in one place. Now, here's the thing. By the time this guy had maybe thought to do all that, he was already had an infrastructure, things, businesses, homes, family, whatever he had going on there that he couldn't leave. Now he's committed to that area. And maybe he got distracted by a bunch of different things, and now he can't leave. This is a valuable lesson, because you know what? I knew at some point in 1994 that I needed to leave Los Angeles. I knew that nothing was going to happen if I stayed there. I was just going to be turned into an old hair metal dude, get pigeonholed into that style of playing, and probably, who knows? I mean, maybe would I have ended up in, playing in Great White or something like that and doing oldies tours? Hey, an oldies tour is an oldies tour, and a gig is a gig. A gig is a gig. But man, here's the thing. You do need to know when it's time to leave the party. And by the party, I mean, hey, Los Angeles is a hell of a party. And I probably could have continued to have fun and eked out, done something, probably pursued music in some ways. But man, by jumping at 1994 and going to Nashville, and I got to jump on everybody else that was going to exit way, way later. I was able to go to Nashville with a skill set that was elevated by my experience and my study in Los Angeles, and take that experience and take that know-how and take all of those things I had learned and bring them and take them somewhere else where I could go. Now, here's the thing about Nashville. You don't necessarily have to be 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 years old to make it, to have a long career. You could effectively move to Nashville at 30 and probably make some things happen. You need to make them happen quick, and you can't be lazy and you can't be distracted. But, it extended my career. It extended my ability. I don't think I would have still been working some kind of job out in California if I'd have stayed there. And here's the reality, man. That's trying to get into a position where, I had studied music. So what kind of job does that get you? It gets you the kind of jobs that I had out there, working in phone sales, working in a pawn shop, being a bellman at a boutique hotel. Those are the kind of jobs that getting a degree from Musicians Institute, that's the kind of work that I could get. And all of those gigs none of them were easy. They were difficult in different ways. But all in all, in a lot of ways, those were distractions as well. When those jobs became, over where you're working 5, 6, maybe even sometimes 7 days a week, doing something besides music, you get sucked into the money. You get sucked into, the day in and day out of working in a shop. And, man, that's less time focusing on what you really want to do. And so the times where I was able to focus the most was when I was unemployed, and only thing I lived for was playing music. Now, man, can somebody do that now? With the way prices are and stuff like that, man, there's a big difference between now and 1990 when I was living that dream. 89, 1990. It's a big difference between them. So it's a challenge. Life is a challenge. Life is a challenge now. Life is a challenge every single day. Sometimes you've got to recharge. Sometimes you've got to take a step back and think, make sure you're doing the right thing and question yourself. Hey, should I do so? Is there something I need to do better? Do I need to move? Do I need to make a change? But stay on the path. Once you get on the right path, stay on it and don't get pulled aside by distractions or anything else, whether it be partying or girlfriends or day jobs or anything else, man. Focus with extreme laser precision. And that way you can achieve your goals.